The arrival of the Boeing B-29 Superfortress in the skies over Japan in 1944 marked a pivotal moment in the Pacific War. This colossal bomber, a flying fortress of unprecedented scale and technological sophistication, not only shattered Japan's defenses, but also broke the nation's will to fight. This document explores the multifaceted impact of the B-29, from the initial shock of its appearance to its lasting legacy as a symbol of overwhelming power and inevitable defeat. When the B-29 first appeared, it was a spectacle of both awe and terror. With a wingspan of 141 feet and a gleaming silver fuselage, it seemed more akin to an airborne battleship than a conventional aircraft. Japanese military analysts, accustomed to facing smaller, less advanced bombers like the B-17 and B-24, initially dismissed the Superfortress as an example of American over-engineering. They believed its immense size would make it slow, clumsy, and an easy target for their agile fighters. This illusion was shattered during the first combat encounters. Japanese pilots discovered that the B-29 operated at altitudes above 30,000 feet, a ceiling that most of their own aircraft could barely reach. The Superfortress was not only high-flying but also heavily armed, featuring an advanced fire control system that directed remote-controlled turrets with deadly accuracy. For civilians on the ground, the deep, rumbling drone of the B-29's engines became a chilling prelude to destruction, a constant reminder that their nation's skies were no longer their own. To fully appreciate the shock of the B-29, it is essential to understand the state of Japan's air defenses prior to its arrival. By 1944, Japanese air power, once dominant in the Pacific, was in decline. Fuel shortages, inadequate training for new pilots, and a patchy radar network had severely weakened their defensive capabilities. The nation's top fighters, the Mitsubishi A6M-0 and the Nakajima Ki-43 Hayabusa, were designed for low to medium altitude dogfights and were ill-equipped to challenge a high-altitude bomber like the B-29. The Superfortress, with its ability to fly higher and faster than any aircraft in the Japanese arsenal, rendered their entire air defense strategy obsolete. Anti-aircraft guns were equally ineffective, their shells exploding harmlessly thousands of feet below the B-29 formations. The technological and industrial gap between the United States and Japan had become a chasm, and the B-29 was the stark embodiment of this disparity. As Japanese intelligence gathered more data on the B-29, a sense of alarm spread through the high command. The aircraft's 4 Wright R-3350 duplex Cyclone engines, each equipped with 2 turbo superchargers, gave it a top speed of over 350 miles per hour and a service ceiling that was simply unreachable for most Japanese interceptors. Its combat radius of over 1,500 miles meant that it could strike deep into the Japanese mainland from distant bases, nullifying the protection that geographical distance had once provided. Perhaps the most revolutionary feature of the B-29 was its remote-controlled defensive system. Gunners operated from pressurized cabins using a central computer to direct a devastating barrage of .50 caliber machine gun fire from multiple turrets. This, combined with its ability to carry a bomb load of up to 20,000 pounds, made the Superfortress a truly formidable weapon. The first B-29 raid on the Japanese mainland, a strike on the Yawata Steel Works in June 1944, was a rude awakening for the Japanese High Command. As the bombing campaign intensified, Japan scrambled to develop countermeasures. Existing fighters were modified for high-altitude interception, but these efforts were largely futile. In desperation, pilots were ordered to carry out ramming attacks, a tactic that inflicted minimal damage on the B-29s while decimating Japan's already depleted squadrons. Night fighters equipped with primitive radar were deployed to ambush the bombers under the cover of darkness, but these missions had a low success rate. New high-altitude anti-aircraft guns were rushed into production, but material shortages and production delays meant that they were never available in sufficient numbers. The B-29's impact was not limited to the physical destruction it wrought. It also inflicted a deep and lasting psychological wound. For Japanese pilots, the Superfortress was a symbol of their own technological inferiority and the futility of their efforts. For civilians, it was a harbinger of death and destruction. The shift in American tactics from high-altitude precision bombing to low-level nighttime incendiary raids in early 1945 turned Japan's cities into raging infernos. The sense of helplessness was overwhelming. By mid-1945, the deep hum of the B-29's engines had become a sound synonymous with death, and the Japanese people began to internalize the idea that defeat was inevitable. The legacy of the B-29 is inextricably linked to the final, devastating chapter of World War II. In August 1945, two specially modified B-29s, the Enola Gay and Boxcar, delivered the atomic bombs that destroyed Hiroshima and Nagasaki, forcing Japan's surrender. In that moment, the Superfortress was transformed from a conventional bomber into a symbol of a new and terrifying age of warfare. For Japan, the B-29 was a lesson written in fire. It demonstrated that individual valor and tactical brilliance were no match for overwhelming industrial and technological power. In the end, the Superfortress was more than just a weapon of war. It was the harbinger of Japan's inevitable collapse, a silver giant that rained destruction upon their cities and left an indelible scar on the nation's collective memory. The B-29 Superfortress stands as a testament to the transformative power of technology in modern warfare. Its impact on Japan was profound and multifaceted, leading to a paradigm shift in air defense strategies and leaving a lasting psychological legacy. The story of the B-29 serves as a powerful reminder of the devastating consequences of underestimating an adversary's technological capabilities.